Jai Hind friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya television. It's a very destabilizing war, and not just for Russia, not just for Ukraine, for other countries. And the first major victim of this war is Germany. An image that says everything about Pakistan. Imran Khan can be in jail. It will be General Bajwa laughing all the way to the bank, wearing his classy shades. Jai Hind friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Now Germany, there's bad news coming in from Germany. Germany has officially fallen into recession. Now, this is what this news article says. Very interesting, and we'll discuss this for a brief while before I move on to the next news piece. So it says that Germany has slipped into recession as last year's energy price shock takes its toll on consumer spending. Output in Europe's largest economy dropped by 0.3% in the first 3 months of the year, following a 0.5 contraction at the end of 2022, official data showed on Thursday. The persistence of high price increase continued to be a burden on the German economy at the start of the year. This was particularly reflected in household income final consumption expenditure, which was down 1.2% in the first quarter of 2023. Now, Klaus Wistsen, chief euro area economist at Pantheon Microeconomics, said spending by consumers in the first quarter was crimped by the shock in energy prices. Let me break it down to you. Germany is the largest economy in the European Union. Though Britain is not officially part of the European Union now, and Brexit has happened, you're all aware, but including Britain, in the entire Europe continent, Germany is the largest economy. Now, Germany has slipped into recession. And one of the direct reasons for this is the Russia-Ukraine war. You know, it's not just Germany, there are other countries that are going to follow suit. And the chances of Britain getting into this is also very, very high. And we must understand one thing, this whole thing, how NATO has managed to look or has actually tried to fuel this war. How it has managed so far to fuel this war in Ukraine and Russia. While Russia, I believe, was wrong to invade. Okay, so let's make my position very clear here. I don't think Russia should have invaded Ukraine. But what the NATO powers did was they took advantage of Ukraine's position here. They gave it weapons, they gave it money, didn't send any manpower. Not one single NATO troop, apart from a smattering of special forces to guide and advise and counsel. Otherwise, nothing. No firepower in terms of the men who would use that. They gave the latest weapons to Ukraine. Now, Ukraine can cause damage to Russia using Western weapons and has been causing damage to Russia. But Germany becomes the first major casualty of this war. Germany is now officially in recession. Household incomes, have been impacted because of high energy prices, and the spending is now less. The economy depends on spending. You earn, you spend. That is how the economy goes round and round. If the spending becomes less, it directly impacts the economy. Now, the Germans were very concerned about how they would warm their homes in winter. Because Russia started turning the screws. So you have to find a way out of this war, because this war is not only, this war has now officially reached Western Europe. Please understand, we were talking about Eastern Europe before. We were talking about Ukraine and other neighboring countries. Now it has officially reached Western Europe. In the sense that it had started impacting the markets 1 year back. But when you make a comment or when the news headlines scream, Germany is now in recession, it's a huge deal. The largest, and I think if I'm not mistaken, Germany is the third or fourth largest economy in the world. So this is not a small occurrence that has just happened. And people must look at how they can stop this war. This Russia-Ukraine war needs to be stopped, and Europe must, play a different role. Nowhere am I saying that any country invading any country is justified. I'm not justifying the Russian invasion. I'm just saying that NATO's handling, Europe's handling of this war is wrong. America's handling of this war is wrong. They should have put immense diplomatic pressure on Russia. Immense diplomatic pressure. Should have got together, held a series of meetings. What they now want is something else. These countries, especially NATO, they do not want the end of this war. This is what I've been saying all along. NATO does not want this war to end. NATO wants the dismemberment of Russia. So there are clear differences. One aim could be, okay, withdraw to the original positions before February 2022. All right. February 2022 was when the war started. You withdraw to positions before that, and let's figure out. You don't want Ukraine joining NATO? Let's figure out. I'm talking about Russia. Russia does not want Ukraine joining NATO. Let's figure out. Let's solve this by diplomacy. Because I'll tell you, this war will end. But this war will take a lot of countries with it. It's a very destabilizing war. And not just for Russia, not just for Ukraine, for other countries. And the first major victim of this war is Germany. Ladies and gentlemen, the other news that we have is, so they're talking about, this is a Bloomberg report, if I remember correctly, and this says that the country, this has been discussed a lot, all right? This has been discussed a lot, so I'm just taking the liberty of discussing it again. The country with the least probability of recession, is India. India has zero probability of recession, absolutely zero. The highest probability is UK at 75%, New Zealand 70%, US 65%, Germany 60%, Italy 60%, Canada 60%, France 50%, and so on and so forth. And those looking for Pakistan, there is no mention of Pakistan because Pakistan doesn't have an economy. So obviously, Pakistanis, congratulations, you can't go into recession because you have no money. All right, anyway, jokes apart, ladies and gentlemen, UK at 75%. So if you're thinking about investing in UK, going to UK, it's a bad time right now. All these Western countries are in a state of recession. US 65%, Germany 60%, and Germany's already taken the hit. So who's going to be next? Italy? Maybe Canada? Or the United States of America? UK looks like a sure shot because UK is at 75%. And this is something that everybody should worry about. Another thing is that, according to the Financial Times, and this is news from Pakistan, the Financial Times says that China will rescue Pakistan because getting money from IMF, that hope has started to slowly fade. Ishaq Dar, the finance minister of Pakistan, every second day, he stopped saying it now for some time. I think for the past 2-3 weeks, he's not said it. Otherwise, every 3-4 days, he would say, everything is done, everything is signed, everything is all right. And now, we're just going to sign and we're going to get the money. No, they haven't got the money till now. I'm still hopeful. And I've been saying this all along, that Pakistan will get the IMF money. It's a very small amount of money, just 1.1 billion. And even for Pakistan needs, it's very small, but that opens the doors to other countries giving money. Now, why is IMF not giving money? Clearly, IMF is an American construct. Let's understand this. And there has been a lot of diplomacy by various countries, and I understand even by India, to delay, if not deny, at least delay the loan that can be given to Pakistan. That much I understand from various sources. I could be wrong, but that is my understanding. Apart from that, there is a very serious fear in America that Pakistan is falling into the Chinese camp. It had been in the Chinese camp for the past 10 odd years. Even before that, it was clearly in the Chinese camp, but now they have pretty much sold their country to the Chinese. And Pakistan is in the entire South Asia, it is the most, though ideally I should not involve or I should not include Afghanistan as part of South Asia because it's not. But let's include Afghanistan also. Let's include Iran also. Though it's not part of South Asia. It's not. Let's include Iran. Let's include all these countries. Pakistan looks the most unstable. And it is clearly going the Chinese way. Everything that is happening, and I can tell you this with a great deal of authority, whatever is happening, whatever the army is doing, setting up of military courts, trying to try people in military courts, no fly, that restriction that you will not leave the country, exit control list or whatever they call it in Pakistan. All these things, they are happening. This crackdown is happening because of Chinese blessings. It's not happening with American blessing, it's happening with Chinese blessings. And America knows that. And America is very, very tentative about Pakistan right now. And because America is tentative, IMF is tentative. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is where it stands. It says that Beijing had committed to help the country meet 2 crucial debt repayments in June worth 2.3 billion by providing fresh funds immediately after Pakistan makes the payments. 2 senior officials told the UK publication. The official said the refinancing of the commercial loans worth 1.3 billion and a Chinese government loan of 1 billion would help Pakistan avert immediate default. So what's happening in Pakistan is even China is not giving a long-term solution. China is not saying, I'm going to set up industries in Pakistan which will help Pakistanis, which will help Pakistan stand on its 2 feet. Because the last thing that China wants is Pakistan standing on its 2 feet. The last thing that China wants is Pakistan becoming self-reliant. Because a self-reliant Pakistan, a stable Pakistan, a prosperous Pakistan is a danger to the entire world. It's a danger to China, it's a danger to itself. Right? Itself, I pretty much don't care, but a stable Pakistan has always been a danger to India. And I'm sure the Chinese have watched this. The Chinese know what's going on. They're not fools, When Sheikh Rashid was the home minister and when those bomb blasts took place, the first thing Sheikh Rashid said was, I'm talking about the Dasu Dam explosions last year. And the first thing that Sheikh Rashid said was that, it is the Indians who are to blame. Or probably the Indians have done it. We think that the Indians have done it. And the Chinese just kept quiet because they knew that it was these fools who were doing it all the time. It was not the Indians. It was these fools who were doing it to themselves. So friends, I think the last thing that the Chinese want is a stable Pakistan. They know. And also, Pakistanis seem to celebrate that China will give us money and we'll avert a default. Is that what you want to do with your country? Averting default 1 month and then again facing default after 2 months and then again taking money and averting defaults. And you go on averting defaults. Is this how a country is supposed to run? Because no country in the world today is willing to help Pakistan stand on its 2 feet. As I said a minute before, a stable Pakistan is in nobody's interest. People might say something on their face. People might say, there are people in India who say that, a stable Pakistan is in India's interest because, if something bad happens to your neighbor, it will happen to you also because we are so close and shared history and shared heritage and shared civilizational values. Come on, have a heart. Pakistan was born 75 years earlier. What shared civilization? Civilization means thousands of years. Civilization is not 75 years. Also, the latest report by the NAC is the National Accounts Committee of Pakistan. They've said that all major macroeconomic targets have been missed. So Pakistan has missed, in the last financial year, Pakistan has missed all its targets. Everything. So, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif-led government has missed all the major targets, including the provisional gross domestic product, which was set at 5% for the current financial year. The growth rate remained dismally low and stood at 0.29. That's the growth rate of Pakistan. 0.29. Okay. Crazy. 4 years against a revised figure of 6.1 in the last financial year. So actually the Pakistanis had the guts and the gumption to say that we'll grow at 6.1. Just imagine it. Because why? Because 6 point something is India's growth. Typical Lahori mind. If India can do it, so can we. So it turned out that boss, yours was never 6.1. It was 0.29. This is the Pakistani saying it, not me. It should be noted that the low level of growth will result in rising poverty and unemployment. However, there are no official figures available on these two important fronts. Great. So Pakistan is gone anyway. Friends, there is another list of people who have left the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf in Pakistan, and Malika Bukhari, Musarrat Cheema and Jamshed Cheema, they have left the party, the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. They said their goodbyes to Imran Khan. And one thing, all of them who are leaving, all of them, they don't leave while sitting at home, sitting with their families and relaxing over a cup of tea or whatever it is that Pakistanis drink. No, never. It's always when they're out of prison, then they leave the party. All of them without exception. Or from the courts when they've been given relief. So obviously what the Pakistan army is doing is turning the screws. I mentioned before also, I was talking to people here and, and people said, and I'll repeat this because I said this yesterday. And the news coming out of Pakistan is, simply in terms of, giving credence to what I had already mentioned earlier. A lot of people in India were saying that, Imran Khan is really smashed the Pakistan army and looked at the Pakistani army in the eye. I said, nothing doing. The Pakistani army has not even started playing yet. And when it starts playing, then you'll know. Because this army has never lost a war against its own people. This is the Pakistan army, never lost a war against its own people. It will smash the Pakistanis to bits. It only surrenders in front of India. But when it comes to their own people, they deal with them brutally and with a certain sense of finality. which you've not seen anywhere. They've gone absolutely nuts. They have pulled out people from their homes. They have threatened women. They've threatened kids. They've threatened the elderly. And they have arm twisted the PTI leadership in such a way that all of them are leaving. Every day you hear the news that, so many people have left and these many people are no longer part of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. Some of them have openly condemned Imran Khan. All right. Imran Khan is among 600 PTI leaders put on a no-fly list. Imran and his wife, Bushra Bibi, have been told that they cannot leave the country. They are on a no-flight list. So they believe Imran Khan is going to run away. I disagree. I don't think Imran Khan will sort of run. But anyway, they've put him on a no-fly list, his wife also. And both are going to be undergoing investigations. And what they're going to do is, first, I think, I could be wrong in my estimate, but this is a gut feel. I don't have any data to share, any proof to give. But I think if between husband and wife, if anybody's going to jail first, it's the wife. If I understand Pakistan a little, and if my guesswork is even vaguely accurate, I think they'll put Bushra Bibi in jail first. This is what I think. It's because Bushra Bibi is the one who is the force behind Imran Khan. Imran Khan believes in voodoo, he believes in black magic. And she's a practitioner of black magic and voodoo. It is she who had a dream, and in that dream, Allah told her that you should marry Imran Khan and divorce your own husband and bring your 5 children with you. So she has 5 or 6 or 7 kids from the previous marriage, all half a dozen from the previous marriage, and she got them and she married Imran Khan because she had a dream, and she convinced Imran Khan that, I have a dream and you're going to become the Prime Minister of the country. He did become, and that is why he believes in her so much. And whatever she says, he does. And now what is happening is simple. They realize that she's the one guiding him. They're going to put her in prison first. She's going to go to jail first. That is my understanding. Sami Ibrahim, another Pakistani journalist, picked up. The family claims that he's been kidnapped. 4 cars came after he did his late night show. They stopped in front of his car, took Sami Ibrahim. Sami Ibrahim should know, because Sami Ibrahim was one guy who was always very vocal about what the government and what the army were doing. Very, very vocal. And he spoke about democracy. Foolish of him. Democracy in Pakistan. You've got to be a complete blithering idiot to believe that such an animal exists in Pakistan. The Pakistanis are not a people who believe in democracy. They're not a people who believe in rule of law. They're in love with their military dictators. They're in love with their military. They're in love with foreign invaders. The whole nation is like that. They don't believe in democracy. For them, democracy is a punchline. Because when you speak to Americans, when you speak to Europeans, you must say, Pakistan is a democracy. You understand? It's a punchline. It's something they want to impress people with. But that's not their truth. Their truth is dictatorship. Their truth is martial law. Their truth is the jackboot of a Pakistani army soldier. That is their truth, unfortunately. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I have for you today. And I'll leave you with this last image. This is, General Bajwa, Qamar Javed, the former army chief, sitting with the current army chief. And everybody was saying that they had abused General Bajwa so much. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf has ripped Bajwa to shreds. But as I said, there is only one power in Pakistan, the Pakistan army. And this image that you see on your screens right now, I would request the producer to show this image. This image that you see on screen right now is an image that says everything about Pakistan. Imran Khan can be in jail. It will be General Bajwa laughing all the way to the bank, wearing his classy shades. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please press like, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata ki Jai.